Welcome, 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 everyone. We are so glad that you are here and tuned in. Again, we will welcome to the stage DaadieTing family. He is true family and a true family man. So, if you were on last night's live, you saw and heard his testimony of how Christ made a difference in his life and what he did to maintain that spiritual life. So now we are here again, and we are so glad to introduce Nathaniel, which is creator of DaadieTing Family.
Hi, hi.
All
How y'all
right.
doing? How y'all doing? How y'all doing today? Thank you for having me, Misha. I appreciate it. Yeah.
No problem. Again, for those that logged in live the other day, they heard a lot about your testimony and so forth. So tonight, we're not going to do the same thing. It's going to be, a little something different in there. So, it's a pleasure that you made the time to kind of come up on this platform and just to kind of reintroduce yourself again to, the family and all of that good stuff.
Yeah, man. No problem. No problem. Appreciate it. No problem.
Yes. So, without further ado, again, I usually start off with a little word of prayer.
Okay.
So, with can you bow your heads with me? So, dear Heavenly Father, we just want to give you thanks for allowing us to be able to use technology in this great and positive way to shed light about your love. And we ask that, that you will use us as vessels that we may further share your love and your light to others in the world who are needing it. We thank you once again for all that you've done for us and will do in his name. Amen. Yeah, man. So yesterday we had a good time chit chatting and so forth. And look, a lot of people came in and they was blessed. I'm hearing messages that they was inspired by your testimony and so forth, and all
Amen.
that good stuff.
Amen.
One thing I wanted to ask you, just to kind of get the ball rolling, can you tell us once again, where you were raised, where you come from, and
Yeah. I was born and raised in Kingston, Jamaica. From Grantspan. I came
Mhm.
to I came to America when I was 11. I went to my mom's side. I left my mom when I was 5. Went to my dad's side, so my dad too took me to America when I was 11. So yeah,
Sweet, sweet. And yeah, awesome. You got to represent.
yeah, yeah.
So, what inspired you to start sharing your family life on YouTube? And
Um,
what do you hope to achieve
you
with
know,
your content?
um, you know, um, my my creation because I feel like we was all made to create. Because God
Mm-hmm.
created. He used to let it be light, and light was formed. So we are a creature. Because we made an image of God. So we are created, and we have to make an impact in this world and what
Yeah.
we do. So when I wasn't even thinking about doing a YouTube channel. It just me and my son was in because we always shoot videos. We got millions of videos from before he was born. I was shooting videos of the pregnancy and everything. But I
Mm-hmm.
was in the kitchen and I was just playing around, saying I had him on my hip. It was walking and I was like, man, let's just I'm gonna create a YouTube channel. It's gonna call DaadieTing. He was in the background. He was like, DaadieTing, DaadieTing. And I was like, man, DaadieTing. And he was like, DaadieTing. So it all came together. The name right there. But
Yeah.
um, in my sense, when I was creating the channel, it's like I want to shine a light on dads. Because dads out there that is deadbeats, but it's a lot of there's a small percentage of good dads that really buckle down and take care of their
Yep.
ability, and their kids and so forth. So I just want to shine a light on that as well. Like we do love our kids, we do things that the mom do as well. So it's like me shining a light on those type of things. So yeah, so that's why I created the name Daddy Thing. You know what I'm saying? daddy do this, daddy do that, daddy thing. So the Jamaican aspect is daddy ting, but if you speak it like American, it's like daddy thing. You know, it's daddy,
Yeah.
but in a Jamaican term with an accent, daddy thing. You know what I'm saying? So that's how
Right.
it came about with that name. You know, it's just to inspire others that we could be seen as well because we do love her
Hmm.
the same way as the mom does.
Exactly. And you mentioned your son and him being the inspiration to the name of your YouTube channel.
Hmm.
Speaking in terms of like family and parenting, what can you say was like a memorable moment or experience that kind of helped shape you as a father or kind of help shape your parenting style with your son?
Okay, it's many things. It's how I was brought up. The things I had to go through. So I feel like, by me having a son, I told myself that I don't want him to go through certain things that I went through because my circumstance was totally different from his. So
Yeah.
I'm trying to be the best dad I can to to
Hmm.
to let that not happen to what I experienced growing up as a child.
Right. Amen to that.
Like
What a
certain things like never had my dad never had my dad around, and so never had a relationship with my dad or with my mom. So it's like certain things that I just want to break that cycle that I will do better than what I've been through to him. As a dad.
right. And it's a blessing that, you are right by your son. I know that in your situation, you came here, you have to kind of leave your parents behind. And that kind of, you miss some things with that. You might communicate in some way, shape, or form, but being like within close proximity, of your son, I'm sure, it's gonna be a benefit.
Man,
Being that you don't have, he's not leaving where he's from to come to a further place. You're right there. You could raise him how you want. You're right there. You could train him the way you want, to be.
um,
That's a blessing right there.
yeah, it is. It's a blessing that me being around my son 24/7 and have that and that bond, that relationship is building as years go on. I didn't have that with my mom and dad, so it's really important to me for us to show something different, in me raising my son. So it's a beautiful thing for me. It's something that I wouldn't give up for nothing. I feel like as parents, that's the best thing that we could do to invest in our child, as in
Mhm.
be there 24/7 to they could lean on us because certain things that the son or the daughter want, the parents, each parents have to be there to give that more support, that support because the kids that really do lean on the parents, for everything.
Right, exactly. You kind of touched on the next thing that I was going to ask you. Like, what advice would you give to like new parents of families kind of going, you know, just having their child and raising them? You kind of touched on that a little bit. And
Man, that's big. Having a newborn or a son or a daughter, it's really big. That's the ultimate.
mhm,
That's the ultimate gift that God could give you as a parent. And I feel like we are a steward over them, and God gave us that opportunity to steward over our loved ones, our child, and so forth. And I feel like the thing I could give to someone is like, you know, every
mhm.
moment, every moment counts, and don't neglect the small beginnings because they grow up so fast, man. They grow up
Oh gosh.
fast, so it's like cherish those moments. Record those moments capture those moments in your heart and on videos and on pictures because man, you never know because life moves so fast and two if you look up they grown men. You be like, man, where time go? And so those moments are really precious. So you should cherish those beginning moments. Those are really precious. For you.
Exactly. And if you haven't already, because I know yesterday when um we was kind of reversed, I had to click on that stream to your audience. If you haven't already, you could stream to your audience so that they will also see it as well. If I
Oh,
think
okay.
that I think it's
Yeah,
in that top right
yeah,
corner.
yes, I should did it. Or you should have.
I just remembered it. I don't know if you're still able to, but it's all good.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm still able. Wow.
Yeah, no problem. But
Wow.
yeah, I'm gonna kind of chit chat a little bit about that too while you do that.
Okay.
You are right to say that as a new generation, having kids, they are our responsibility placed to us, by God. That we always have to find ways to kind of, grow them up, give them something more than what we had before you. But knowing that our parents gave us all that they had and what they know, it's always important that you always are insightful and you're thinking about your kids' needs and knowing that hey, we got to do the best that we can do, and it is our responsibility to lead them accordingly in His will. So it is important that we have to take that responsibility quite serious so that they will have a better opportunity when they are older, because
Yes.
that's what it's all about,
Yes.
providing the best for them, you know, doing
Amen.
better within ourselves so we can do better for them.
Amen.
Yep, exactly. So, when it comes to raising kids, like you said, they grow up so
Okay.
fast. I see it. Good. Yeah, I see it. Yeah, they grow up so fast. Cause I'm, looking at Princess.
Mm-hmm.
When she was born, 3 pounds 5 ounces.
Wow.
Born a
Wow.
month early, 6 weeks early, and I'm
Wow.
looking at her now like this girl is my height. Like she could wear my clothes. She actually go in my closet,
Yeah.
and next thing you know, I see her wearing this. I'm like, wait, that was mine.
Yeah. 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 It's a blink of an eye. That's the
Yeah.
that's how fast they mature. So that's why you say you have to cherish those moments. Those beginning moments because those are the moments go
Yeah.
you could you could live you could live with because you need those memories because
Yeah.
it's whoo, whoo,
I
they go
tell
by.
you, so fast. I'm gonna hail up Miss Sweet Caroline. Thank you, Miss Sweet Caroline 168. Thank you for tuning in. I miss watching your lives. I gotta hop on once this paperwork kind of get off my head. Thank you, Miss Sweet Caroline. Yeah, you're right. And even with you, Nazi, I have to say I could say the same thing. I just remember when but this is like the third time we moved to Illinois. But
Mm,
um, when I was going to high school, I remember you guys was like little. You was like maybe in middle school, maybe I don't know.
yeah,
And
yeah,
me and mom sometimes we kind of talk about the time when you guys were new to us. But I remember that time when we had you over at the house, and it was you, Kyle, Kamani, Sean, and his brother. Well, his brother we call Burger because I think he liked burger. And there was another tall one.
uh, burger. Uh,
Yeah, and I think mom cooked, and I think we watched some movie or some type of
yeah, I,
show.
I feel like she was reminding me about that, but I don't remember. I don't probably Kimon said you remember, but I don't recall that. I don't no not me. I don't probably I don't know.
Yeah,
Uh,
Kamani would tell you because
yeah,
when we first
yeah,
moved, he told us he was like, he told us, he was like, "Yeah, I remember when you invited us to your house. That time we didn't know you all that well." And it was like, who's this is taking us, family stay their cousin, bringing us to the house. But when you guys came, we had a good time. And one thing I have to say stood out for me as a teen. I remember even Kyle yeah, because he's younger than you. I remember how either he had to go either get ready for bed or something like that, or to feed or something. And I remember he stick onto you and you hold his hand and you was like, "Come, let's go do this, let's go do this." As a young man, I was like, yeah, you're very responsible, and you could see the daddy role being played out even from then, to know that you have that nurturing to say,
Yeah,
I'm gonna lead you, I'm your big brother and semi father figure. This is the way it go. You was the one that was like, "No, no, Miss G or cousin G, I would do it," or
yeah,
something. And from then, we really see that you have that spirit in you of leadership, fatherhood within you, and we admire you for that.
yeah,
Sometimes we have to kind of remind, or not remind, but just to kind of bring back those good memories and say, hey, even back then we really was impressed. And I'm glad that even with your son you're doing the same thing now with this. So it's a pleasure to see that you are continuing on with what is set in your head to do.
yeah. I feel like, it's my calling to do right by others. It doesn't, sense of, myself, but others as well, because each one teach one. And because I don't, if I could do something, or treat others good, or just do anything, I don't want it to be 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 unseen, or me not doing what I'm supposed to do, because I was raised, I had to grow up fast. And I was I was a child. I had to grow up fast. Like, I didn't really have a child, because certain opportunities, certain chores and everything. I had to grow up fast, so that's why at that age I could take care of even my younger brothers and so forth, because I had to grow up fast in my life, as a young
Right, right. And I know that for you to be who you are with your son, it also takes partnership with your lovely, lovely wife. Shout out to wifey
yeah,
back
shout out
there.
you
you
know,
know, both of you together really make a great impact. When you have both parents giving their all, it really show, the fruit will show.
yes,
And I see him, he's such a smarty. He's gonna be such a great person, when he as he grow. So
yeah.
kind of switching off to like the marriage and relationship, like what's the secret to the happy and healthy marriage in your opinion that you have? Of course, everybody got their
Yeah,
ups and downs, but overall, you
yeah.
guys. Mm-hmm.
I feel like a marriage, or a relationship, it's a give and take. It's a communication. When you put it on foundation, communication. As in, if something bother you, you go not leave it undone. You just go
Mm-hmm.
see to it that you rectify. You talked about it, or you just have a sit down with each other, mend it out, because we can't let we can't sit on it, because that's how stuff.
Mm-hmm.
If you have a problem, you have to just deal with it. It's communication. When it's all said and done, it's communication. You
Yeah,
know, between the significant, it's communication.
you are
You get,
so right. Yep. And communication is like the biggest factor, the biggest key in order for a relationship to be successful, overall.
yeah.
Kind of talking about that. Can you briefly like kind of tell us, how did you two meet? Because you guys was together for a while.
It's high school. We're high school.
Okay.
I met her when I was a junior, she was a sophomore. So in ceramic class. So we met up in class, and I came to school a little late because I had problems like re-entering school with the registration, and I came
Yeah.
the mid part of half of the year. And I went to ceramic class, and she was there. She thought I was like a new kid or something. She was trying to like help me out because she's that type of person. But Tutu's realized that first of all, she thought it was a name anyway because I came in there. I sit by nobody knew me or whatever, but
Mm-hmm.
everybody knew me when she figured out that it wasn't like that. But yeah, that's how we met, and we uh,
Mm-hmm.
we all sit at the table. Me, her, and this my other friend, Najee, and then it was joking around. So the relationship built as the days
Mm-hmm.
want to go on and so forth, and then then we here, still going strong, and then we have our first son and so forth. So God has been good onto this relationship, and by building on each other, counting on each other because she supported me a lot. She was behind me when all was when all was
Mm-hmm. Well,
not.
all was still pretty.
Yeah, it wasn't pretty. See, a relationship is built. You don't really have a perfect relationship. That doesn't exist. It's you have to build on anything you want. You know what I'm saying? Each and every day, it's gonna be pulled. It's gonna be pressure on this side, pressure on that side. But we're gonna find a way how to get through it. Get through the storm because you know um, it says joy. Uh, uh, um, 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 joy comes in the
Mm,
morning. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
Weeping may endure for a night, but joy come in the morning. So it's all about
Amen.
just, just sticking it out and just and just and let God. So that's how we still in this
That's
go,
good.
yeah,
That's a blessing. With all the things that you're involved in. This would be my last question when it comes to like your relationship and so forth.
yeah.
Like how do you balance, like date nights and so forth, and just spending time together now that you have a child. A
Yeah.
lot of times the focus is on the child. Like how do you balance like those moments or
Um,
those days when you want to just spend time
um,
together and regroup?
um,
Hmm.
those it's I feel like we've been together so long. It's like what 20 years now. You know,
Yeah.
20 years we've been together, and we not what you know it's what it's what it's what man it's too well it's so it seems so long, right? But it's
Yeah.
been together since she was like what 15, and then
Mhm.
I was 16 going on 17, you know and I'm 36 right now, so it's like yeah. So and then but to say that to say this,
Mhm.
you have to know each other.
Yeah.
That's back when the foundation, what I just said, the communication, that play a big factor because we have to know each other, know what we want, what we don't want, what we like, and how we going uh, um, pursue. You know what I'm saying? The next
Mhm.
go around, and I feel like we understand about each other, so that's why even we when we need to spend time together, we spend time together.
Mhm.
When it's work,
Yeah.
we have to work and we understand that we have to build something because it
Yeah.
doesn't happen overnight. It takes a long haul, a marathon. No, this not a sprint, it's a marathon. So to get to where we trying to get to, or where we at right now, it takes time in any relationship.
Yeah.
So we find time where we can, and if we can't, we have an understanding that okay, it's cool. You know?
Yeah. That's great. Like you said, communication is the key,
Yeah,
and your foundation was friendship because you made sure that both of you made sure that you were friends,
yeah,
friends first. You
yeah,
know, friends first, and then the communication is woven in between that friendship, and that's what you have today. Like you said, you
yeah.
know, that's
It's
great.
yeah, it's a it's a it's a no brainer that she know what, what I'm saying. It's like a, I don't know. I feel like the years on top of years, really um um
Mm-hmm.
understanding each other, play a big factor in where we at right now.
Yeah,
You know.
definitely, definitely. Well, we're gonna take a shift to your spirituality and your faith.
Mm.
Yesterday we talked about, you know, your turning point, your testimony. So for those who didn't hop on the live yesterday, you know, can you give us a little summary as to, your background, like the struggles you had, and then the moment that you were like, you know what, I can't do this anymore, and then you turned your life over. Can you kind of backtrack a little bit for those who didn't tune in yesterday?
Yeah, just a little summary. I'm not going. I didn't. On the in depth yesterday, but I'm gonna give you a summary on. I was a kid. I had. It's five of us. My dad had five on my dad's side. My mom got 10 kids. I'm including that somewhere down the line because I got older brothers, older sisters, so forth. Uh,
Yeah.
in America, grandfather was like my father figure. He was at the house. Grandmother was working, so forth. I don't
Mhm.
get to spend time with her. I don't really know her like that, but just my grandfather. So that's why it hurts me when he passed away because
I
we had
know.
a close relationship, and I was living, and as boys, how we inquisitive, want to know more, and
Mm-hmm.
I found myself wandering on the streets and selling drugs and just doing me, and by doing that, a lot of things come through that, pressure, and on the cops, and just bad. So
Yeah.
I end up got myself my first case. Got my first case. They wanted to give me 7 to 8 years. Say
Mm.
and then did me, because I wasn't 100 on my paperwork at that time anyway. So
Right.
I was out here like free
Just.
willy, and 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 then I was on probation for that case, and I picked up another case. 2 months before I got off my probation, I had a 2 months, 2 years probation, and I violated within 2 months. I was gonna be off of that, and Skokie, if you don't understand, Skokie conviction rate is 95%.
Mm.
And the judge told me, if I see your face back in here, young man, you are gone. So
Mm.
when I picked that violation up, I knew, I was like, man, I'm gone. So it's a no brainer, and so in that sense, man, I told myself, I was like, you know what, I need to change the scene. My friend, his name is Sway. We called him. He was with us, when we was back in the days we were doing our stuff, and he got saved. He went to this church, Mount Zion. He got saved over there. Then
Okay.
he came back to the house, and everything was different about him. And I was like, what? You know, you don't want to smoke no more or anything. And then, I asked him, I was like, man, can I come to church with you? I don't know why I asked him that. I was still doing my thing, but I was for a change of scenery. And then he brought me to church at Mount Zion, and this lady over there, I remember her. This lady, her name is Mother Grove. She came in and prayed for
Okay.
me, and she was like, man, if you got anything, you need to stop smoking weed, stop doing this, stop doing. In my
Mm.
mind, like, lady, you tweaking. You know what I'm saying? In my mind,
Right.
my mind. And I walked out of church. I never came back for like 2 3 years. Never came back until God spoke to me when I was in my wife now house. He spoke to me when I was going through I was trying to find myself, and he said, "Seek,
Mm.
you shall find. Knock, and the door shall be opened unto you." So I was
Yeah.
seeking, knocking, and then he opened the door, as in telling me where to go. He said, because my wife, now she live back then, she lived right across the street from the church, right
Oh,
across, just walk in distance.
wow.
So the spirit told me, go over there and go get saved. And I was like, what?
Mm.
Go over there and get saved. This is when I was going through my, going to court, two courts back and forth. I was going to Cook County and I was going to Skokie. So
Mm.
I was on two bonds, man. You know,
Whoa.
so at that time, and I was going. So I went over to church. I got saved. Talked to pastor. Told him whatever. Man, Philip Bentley, man. I appreciate all the saints and all of them that came together, man. I got saved, and all of them rally around me, and teach me Bible study and teach me about the Bible and about God. And I was zealing. I was going crazy. I was like to point zealing as it going on all of my guys, and they used to
Yeah.
seen me because they was like, man, Pastor Nate coming, Pastor Nate coming. So they was to want to avoid me because, man, I was like zealing, man. Like, bro, if anything happened, because I didn't know how to control myself, man. When you
Right.
like how you take the first hit of a drug or something, or you just get your taken. So those type of zealness I'm talking about, man, I was just pumping, ready to just run,
Mm.
So those stuff until I learned to, you can't do that because you're pushing people away a lot of times. You have to, what I'm saying, ease
Yeah.
and then throw a little word out there, throw that out there, and let the spirit work. I was just going crazy, and then as in that now, during Bible study, praying, and I'm asking God, man, God just help me, man. If you help me get out of this, man, I won't. I'm done with everything. I'm just done with all.
Mm-hmm.
I quit that church. I was changing my life, so my life was
Yeah.
changing. I quit selling drugs, smoking weed, and and God, man, you know what God did? Even did this lady her house where it got raided. It's not with my house, it's my brother, girlfriend.
Right.
Hit the door down in the high school. Hit the door down. Came in there with guns and everything. Chicago police set me up. And they came in there crazy for me. Night and I violated and they had gun in my face and everything. And then, but
Mm.
you know what God did? Because the lady for the house, she was testified on my behalf. Said I didn't have no weed in my hand because they lied.
Right.
They lied. They do a whole bunch of lying. So I bet to prove them wrong. She said she gonna come testify in my behalf. And that morning, because the case was dragging on like over a year, you know,
Wow.
yeah, they wasn't coming. They was doing it. They to postpone, you know. The lady was supposed to come to trial now. Was going
Mm-hmm.
on the lady for the house. She
Yeah.
passed, God rest her soul. She
Um,
she was supposed to come testify in my behalf. The doctor, and then
mm-hmm.
they um they they kept her. You know what I'm saying? She got admitted. So she called me and said, "Man, I got admitted in the hospital. I can't come on your trial." So that means that I was left out there alone.
Wow.
No one, and I was depending on her. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But you know what God said? God said, "Man, what I'm gonna do? I don't want you to say it was thee or though. You gonna say when everything's said and done, you gonna say it's me because I was the only one there. Nobody, you can't depend on nobody says, oh yeah, it was her, but she came and helped me out. No, when God doing something, He will want you to know that it was only Him because." So now she got admitted she couldn't come. So I was there. I was like, oh my God. The Lord says, man, you don't got nobody else. So my brother was supposed to come.
Yeah.
Brother was come. My lawyer called him. He told the lawyer, man, he's not coming on the
Mm.
phone. The lawyer was like, man, come on, he's your blood brother. He said he's not coming. So it's like, it says everyone will fail you, blood and all that will fail, but God won't. And I feel like God stepped in that morning because the prosecutor came out. You know what I'm
Mm.
saying? He came out and says, man, we'll do a deal. You take 5 days, 5 days of drug school, and I will, drop the case. And I was like, what drug
Wow.
school? Bro, that never been happening. And I took drug school before. I took drug school before.
Right.
And then you can get a second drug school offer. So
Right.
that's how mysterious God is, man. And He working
Mm-hmm.
and gave me drug school. You know what I'm saying? I did that. This is the same time I was going to Golden Gloves as well. You know what I'm saying? In my boxing amateur stuff, and I had
Yeah.
I was in a championship fight, and then after that I went to the championship fight. God was working miracles. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Said how obedient and my heart was accepted to knowing Him and it's changing for real. Not just saying that I'm changing, but changing for real. And he was just moving. He was just moving. And then everybody was just seeing the elevation and then the change and the come up. And then man, I went there. Even the judge, when in front of the judge threw the case. He was a young man. Like
Mm-hmm.
he told me, he was like, man, I like your style, man. You always come in here, uh, 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 um, um,
Yeah.
you always come in here professional, looking apart. Even you just better than he said. Even I just best my lawyer, man.
Yeah.
Everybody was just but yeah, I was, man. God just see. They say favor's not fair, right? It's not, because a lot of people say I don't deserve that. But how you know what I deserve? Because God, God had the final say. So that's why I say favor's not fair, man. God knows
Yeah.
our in words. You know what I'm saying? Our appearance, not our in words, because God,
Yes.
what I'm saying? So people go see the outward and say, "Oh man, he's this and he's that," but not knowing you as who you really are. But God knows. So when God do all of
Mm-hmm.
that, bless me and continue to bless me in my life, man. I just know that I promised Him certain things and I have to fulfill it. So that's why I'm still, even with
Yeah.
strong, man, praising Him no matter what, because man, He did so much for me. I shouldn't.
Mm-hmm.
I shouldn't be here talking to you. I shouldn't be here even living this life what I'm living. It's the grace of
Yeah.
God, mercy of Him, because I should be dead and gone, locked
Mm-hmm.
up and be forgotten. But God says, no, it's not so, son. You know what I'm saying? I
So
love you,
true.
and I love you, and you should you should multiply and just and be a blessing to the world. So
Mm-hmm.
I'm just living out the dream, and I'm just willing to to be
Yeah.
instrument to what God has to bring in my life, man. So yeah, man,
It,
it was, man, a really blessing. I'm so
mhm.
for
You're
real.
right. You kind of touch on something which is so true. You know, we can't always look at the outward appearance of people. If you look at the outward appearance of some people, you would miss a message
Hmm.
a lot of times. And it's funny how God works. He will look at what you might think is as discarded,
Yeah.
as just a stone that don't mean nothing, can't do nothing.
Hmm.
And he will take that imperfection, that broken vessel, and make it into something beautiful.
Hmm.
And just that alone in itself is a testimony to others.
Yeah.
And to be open to him.
Amen.
That is so true. We have to definitely what you call it, just give God praise for that. And I
Yeah.
see my friend Leonilla Haramis. Thank you so much for tuning in. My Filipino friends coming in. Thank you so much. Appreciate you. Connect to DaadieTing family and see all the good things that he's doing over there. But yeah, we have to just be open to what he can do with us. And that's the main thing when it comes to this spiritual life,
Yeah. Yeah.
you
Yeah.
know?
Sure. For sure.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Sure.
And kind of get into the last set of questions, in terms of want to focus on your content creation and YouTube. So while I'm looking at those questions, I'm going to actually get your channel up here.
Okay.
Let me see. Hold on. Let me share this screen here. There we go. There we go. So for those who are just tuning in, this is my family, my cousin, my real cousin, and his YouTube channel is DaadieTing. So if you can see it, can you see it? Yeah, okay.
DaadieTing.
Yeah, man. So kind of focusing now on you as a YouTube, as a content creator. What inspired you to start creating content on YouTube? Look, again, I remember we was talking yesterday, like I remember when, again, just sharing your story, your testament, and so forth. And, again, we always be bragging on you, like I said before, and that time we would get you on the phone,
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
just to share your light and your experience and to
Yeah.
inspire.
yeah.
What inspired you to create
You
Daddy Thing? You kind
know,
of touched on it in the beginning, but for those.
yeah, yeah. I'm a like a video fanatic. I like to record. I like to take pictures. I like to, I just like the, I don't know. I always liked the camera when it was little, so I never shied away from the moment. I always liked the moment. So, I was recording even before this channel. I wasn't thinking about no YouTube channel, none of that. For I wasn't. I was just recording and storing. So I had like 15,000 videos and pictures on my phone. 15,000. So I just bring I just invite the world to see my
Mm-hmm.
love, my love for life, my love for what I go through on a daily basis, and I'm putting my life on in the public eye so they could see that, what I'm saying, me and my son, how he was when he was a toddler or a baby, and so forth, and just and to this day,
Yeah.
so even old ain't new, and I'm just trying to see that I was always like that person that that loved to take care of their kid, their son, and and teach them the right thing, not the wrong things, because we have to be in our teach them life to teach them how to grow up the right way, not the wrong way,
Yeah.
because the principle of them gonna stand when they get to a level. That's when now they're gonna go off, and they're gonna remember, like, oh man, daddy told me this. Okay, it's like this. Pray, praying this up, praying. I have a video. I just put it up. I didn't even know that it was gonna do like that, because first I had it for like two. I first put it up like 2.5 years ago on TikTok. It went like it got like
Yeah.
10,000 on TikTok, like that same day. But I was like, okay, so it just paused right there, and then I just 2.5 years, and then I did this YouTube channel. I was like, you know what, I'm gonna use that video. Then this is content.
Yeah.
I have so much videos, so I'm gonna use that. So I put it up on YouTube, not knowing that people don't invest in their child. The dad's like, sit down and pray and teach them things, because this is a moment
Right.
that, what I'm saying, he was like, what, he was like 20 months, and I was just see if he could repeat after me. I didn't even know that he could do those type of things. So, and then with his little voice and stuff, and was in the bathroom, because I always pray, I always do my devotion every day, before I start my day. So, I brought it with me, and I said, okay, man, just copy what I do. And then he copied it word for word, and then that that
Mm-hmm.
held everybody's heart when I put it up on YouTube, and just it just went crazy and went viral. So got me like thousands and thousands worth of subscribers, and views and so forth, and it's still going. You got over two something million impression. YouTube pushing it in before people eyes and stuff. So it's whatever for God, man. God be the glory. Many things He has done, and He has continued to do great things, other things as well. So it's just us to just know what we're doing.
Yep.
We do good faith off Him, because He's to get the glory, not me. It's not me. It's not what I'm doing. It's what I'm doing for Him, because I'm in the army of the Lord. I'm fighting each battle, each and every day, to to stay afloat, and what God is doing in my life, and to show other people that where I came from. That's you can't
Yeah.
from my past. You know what I'm saying? Because God took care of all of that. So I'm here now, and I'm just trying to do what's right. In the eyes of the Lord. I'm not perfect. I make mistakes,
Oh,
but
right.
knowing that who's perfect, what I'm saying, my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. So yeah, man, and yeah, that thing going crazy. We got monetized and so forth in like
Sweet.
a month period. So it was so fast. The build up was so fast. It will continue to grow. So I just appreciate all the fans, all the subscribers, man. I appreciate y'all, because without y'all, You know what I'm saying? It will be no no content to even to put out there too. Who we gonna put out there too? If it wasn't for the fans. So appreciate, man, DaadieTing family, man, for sticking by us and always
Yeah.
love and commenting, sharing our vision as well. So yeah, man.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely. So yeah, if you tuned in, this is Daddy Ting Family. You're seeing one of his live videos with his lovely family, his son, his lovely wife. Big up to wifey.
Yeah,
And if you wanted to, stay updated with a lot of the content that he's created or going to create, definitely go look up Daddy Ting. And I'm going to show you what his page looks like so that when you go there and subscribe, you will see exactly what his page looks like. Let me go to the main page here. So yeah, when you go to DaadieTing, this is what you're going to see. DAADIE thing, channel vlogging. Make sure you subscribe and connect so that you could kind of stay updated with a lot of the great content that he has with his family, his son
appreciate,
and his wife.
appreciate
So
y'all, man.
yeah, if you're just tuning in, make sure you look that up and you will definitely check that out. Yeah, because again, like you said, Nati, not a lot of young people, showcase their family in this way,
Yeah,
in this positive light.
nah.
So, it's definitely a positive vibe that I know a lot of people are really, inspired by,
Yeah,
you
yeah,
know?
yeah, yeah, and that's the and that's the key that I want to shine a light on too. Like, love, man, love and unity, and it's too much negative stuff is going on out here. I just want to, just do right because, man, at the end of the day, man, it's all love because love kill hates.
Mm-hmm.
More love, I said less hate. More love, less hate. The more love, less
Yeah.
hate. We should, as a human being, we should all not just love ourselves, but love others as we love ourselves. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Exactly, exactly. So before we, I want you to let me know what's next for your channel. Like, do you have any projects that you're working on?
Um.
Are collaborations you're planning on?
I'm working on just getting better at just giving the people what they asking for. As in, yeah, it's just this is my daily life. Panning out on the screen. We have
Yeah.
coming around how just just I have a video that I think everybody gonna like about how Jamaican eat fish and so forth. So it's just, we eat fish different, and the
Yeah.
areas of even the areas of the fish is different. So yeah, I have some stuff coming up, and the because right now the weather is is a little bit fluky, so we don't really know what we're gonna get in Chicago. It could be
Yeah.
like 4 seasons in one day, so the weather is still like trying to form itself. We don't have no good weather yet, so when the weather is
Mhm.
real summer, we just gonna do more activities and events and outside and so forth, so yeah,
Yeah.
we building. This year is about building. We're trying to build a community. We're trying to build them to know us and we to know them. So it's just it's just building a community. We're trying to build a community right now. So that's what's happening right now. We're in the building stage, and I see this 2 years taking off to thousands, millions. So it's just what God is doing. Spreading the gospel, spreading the word, man, spreading the truth, and
Mhm.
I live, not for myself, but for Him, and I'm trying to be
Right.
just a good husband and a good dad, to my family because God gave you the opportunity to be in charge as a man. So
Mhm.
requirements is is it's on us, to stay diligent and to stay upward and to stay trustworthy to what God has for us. So I'm just people, y'all pray for me as well that I continue to just follow the path that what He has for me, not my own but His will. you know what I'm saying, be done on earth as in heaven. So yeah.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I'm excited to see, what God has in store for
Yeah.
you. Again, your story is one of inspiration. And maybe you're planning doing this, but I could see you writing a book
Yeah, sure.
about all what you've experienced, all what you've been through,
I,
where you are now and so forth,
like a
you know?
yeah, like a documentary kind of.
Yeah. Yes.
Well, kind of, because I was thinking about that too, because a lot of people be in situation what I been in and didn't make it out, and I feel like it's lack of like consistency or strength. They almost did, they just gave up at the end, not knowing what's around the corner. So it's always a thing that you have to just continue to encourage, man. And I'm here to encourage because I've been through it, the ups and the down, the hill, the
Yeah.
top, bottom. How low can you go? So I was there. So it's like I could give a word, if you will listen.
Mm-hmm.
That's why, we have a channel with all three of us, the Wave of Wisdom. So we give it back to the people. We give it back.
Okay.
We give them back to the people that what we went through. We giving back our experience. So the newbies, or the what I'm saying, a little younger than us, they could tap in, and they don't have to go through that strenuous development of how we went through. So it's just knowledge that we pass to free knowledge. It's
Yeah.
nothing. mm, Nothing that we we want to receive back. Is just given. We're trying to give it out, like, to help people.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. What did you say it's called again?
Waves,
Mm-hmm.
WAVES, of OF, wisdom,
Okay.
WSDOM.
Okay. So
Wave of
that's
wisdom,
something. So when are they able? Sorry, go ahead.
Wave of Wisdom podcast.
Okay.
Yes.
So if you're listening, yes, that's a project. Is that a future project you're working on bringing to the
N-
people?
No, it's already in motion. We have like
Oh,
what,
great.
10 episode or 11 episode already, but it's just knowledge that is, man, it's so deep, because we have three heads on it. We have me, I have my wife Stacy, and I have my guy Laurent. We call him age LJ. you know um
Okay. So
um
that's something that your people can follow now.
Yes, they can follow now. They can follow that now anyway, because that's up and live, and it's really gonna motivate your soul, and give you the enrichment, because we just doing you talk about relationships, and how the struggles and what we've been through, and how you can maneuver around it, and how we got out of it. That um you don't have to go through, because we went through. So we're trying to give you the cheat code, kind of. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Do you mind I could take a minute or two to look that up, so like my people could kind of see what it looked like and can tap into that?
Yeah, go ahead. I sent you the link yesterday. I think. Yeah, I sent you a link yesterday.
Yeah, you did. I'm gonna look. Oh, okay. I'm looking it up on my laptop right now, so I could Okay, I see it.
Yeah, yeah. That
So
that
I can
that's
I
like,
see it.
that's forever right there. You know,
Mm-hmm.
when they
Let me
really
share.
really catch on about that, it's gonna be really thing that's gonna preach to y'all soul.
Mm-hmm. That's it.
Yeah, wave of wisdom. Yeah.
Okay.
Uh,
Great. So yeah, along with Daddy Ting family that I shared with you guys earlier, definitely look up this page as well that you are behind, which is called Waves of Wisdom.
yeah,
And you said that it's about just inspiring
yeah,
people.
yeah, inspiring, and inspiring to the world. Not just to youth, to the world. It could be whatever stages of age. We're trying to give back knowledge, and stuff that the daily life, and daily struggles. So we talk about those type of things too, and they get really deep, really deep in the nitty gritty of of dealing with those situations, how you get out, how you keep
Mm-hmm.
it. Our way that we found that we got out. We giving back to the people that even if you went through a similar situation, you could say, "Oh, okay, that's how you did," it." And you could make that transition, and it'll work for you as well. You never know. So yeah, those type of things, man. Yeah,
Sweet. That's awesome. So who is this co-host that
yeah.
you have, and how did you guys link up to
Um,
get this thing going?
yeah, I know him since I know him from elementary school. I know him since
Mm-hmm.
fifth grade. Fifth grade. From Dewey. It's like he a cool dude and responsible dude. A husband and a father as well. So we just trying to give back, and he have his life experience, and I have mine. Stacy have hers. So we just all come together to give the people
Right.
the whole spectrum of what's going on. You know.
Okay.
Yeah. So
That is
yeah, it's really it's really intriguing. Yeah, y'all go check it out. Let us know too. Drop a comment. Let us know that if it's something that you feel, or give us feedback.
yeah.
Looking for feedback on every channel. What we have.
Mm-hmm.
Like everybody needs feedback and see. What we if we're doing something correct or we're doing something not. So, yeah,
Right. Exactly.
yeah.
Well, this is
Even on this too, even on this is what in on your channel too. So it's all about even my people too that comes on now or later to watch this broadcast. Check out you know my cousin channel Misha, and this is us and what we do.
yeah.
They do their thing, they daily activities, and they got a love for the Lord as well. So make sure
Mm,
y'all check them out as well, man. It's good content and so forth. So yeah, man.
thank
Everybody, we around here just try to enlighten the world about what's going on, in our
you.
life. Yeah,
Yeah, we got it. And when it comes to this thing, is we got to network, work together, and that's the main thing for our channel. For those who don't know, this is us and what we do. It's really centers around just working together as a family, making yourself better as an individual,
yeah,
and networking with people, sharing the light of God, of Christ, sharing love, sharing inspiration. We have our good times. We act silly. We get serious. We bring knowledge to the people that normally you wouldn't get.
yeah,
Whether it's spiritual or maybe some financial advice or relationship advice or what have you. That's the main basis of our channels, that we just want to inspire you to do to do your greatest work.
yeah, yeah.
Everybody has potential. Everyone has a purpose, even when you don't feel like it.
Everybody, man.
Everybody has a
Ev-
purpose.
Everybody have a purpose, and that's the thing that we supposed to understand as human being. All of us have a purpose, plan. What God gave us a strategic plan down here. So it's us trying to find our purpose. What
Mm-hmm.
we're supposed to do in this world? It's not just, oh, I just get up, oh, this another day. No, it's not. It's really important to
Right.
you what you need to do. So once you find your purpose, man, you unlock you unlock a different
Fine.
view of mind, a mindset, a different way of thinking, man. And it's
Mm-hmm.
so awesome because, man, it's like you a new creature because something you didn't
Yeah,
have before. It's like a kid in a candy store. Oh my goodness, so much candy. Which one I grab? You know? So, yeah.
it's
So
true.
yeah. So yeah. So
Because honestly, and even with this thing, you couldn't tell us, this is going on our maybe, I don't know how long, maybe like fifth year of having this channel. In the beginning, We started this thing because of in the middle of Corona, the pandemic, being that we couldn't go anywhere, see anybody face to face, and we were planning on we had went to Jamaica um right before the pandemic hit, and then we were planning on going back again. And when everything was shut down, we were like, oh man, we can't go to Jamaica. And so one day we were like, you know what? We're just gonna YouTube, Westmoreland, Jamaica, and
Uh,
just sit and just watch. And while we watching it, Nazi, we seeing this man in his car, in a car back, and he's talking to somebody like and kind of driving around Westmoreland, saying, "This is where my friend lived. This is where my auntie lived." And
uh,
we're looking at them, and we're like, and I'm looking at mom, like, and
yeah,
mom looking at me like, we can do that too. That inspired us. I can't remember what
uh,
video it was, but that inspired us to be like, we can go the place that we want to go the way we did before. And I'm like, we could do something like that. Not really know what we were
uh,
doing. We were just like, yeah, we could create it. And then we created it. We just start kind of showcasing what we do around the house. Then we start acting silly, making little skit here and there, and start doing like little lives with music and stuff like that.
uh, uh,
But
I didn't know that how that it was like that. I didn't know that how y'all started it.
that was the reason. That was
Uh,
the reason because in the middle of pandemic, you're getting in your sad kind of way. It's like, man.
yeah.
And then also we was introduced to this gospel DJ. He came on yesterday, ATL Praise House. Um, Brother Lou and Stephen Penicillin, who's a reggae gospel artist. We were listening to, his live podcast and so forth, and he played like reggae gospel music. And between that and you know in the midst of the pandemic, it kind of inspired us to create this
Uh,
channel.
uh,
And with us putting on little videos as a family, doing things people love to see family doing
yeah,
things
yeah, yeah,
together.
yeah, 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 yeah. Because unity, strength.
Hmm.
That's why the devil always trying to
Yep.
separate individual because where it says in the Bible when two or three is gathered,
Hmm.
you know what I'm saying? How much we could get done? Two or three. So if you have 10, if you have 1,000, so that's how powerful getting together is. That's why church is. People say, "Oh yeah, I don't want to go to church," but church is significant in a way, as in all the saints coming together and praise the Lord on one accord.
Yeah.
You see in the biblical term when in Pentecost when everybody first got the Holy Spirit, there was on one umbrella and the Holy Spirit fell down. They call it Pentecost, and everybody got in the Spirit, and they been the whole movement. So that's how the Spirit works. We all of us channel ourselves into one. Praising one God and serving
Hmm.
one purpose. And and when two minds better than one. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because every individual is so powerful. You know what I'm saying? We powerful if you understand that what we have inside of us is really like a substance that's, man. If you understand what type of person you is, man, people will just
Yeah.
act. They diminish their power. Just like how story about Samson. See,
Yeah.
Samson powerful, and he understand the girl cut his hair and he lost something. So I understand how powerful he is as a human being. Look at David. Look at look
Mm.
at look at Paul. So all of them is powerful creatures. So we have to understand that who we are as a person, because we were made in the image of God. So what we have is the image. So we have to believe that what we have is
Yeah.
for real, and go forward, and we could accomplish so much no matter what. It says
Hmm.
faith as a little as a mustard seed. We could
Yeah.
move mountains, man. You know what I'm saying? And he's not just saying that just a little faith, man. Just have a little faith. Like, you know what I'm saying? What if you have a lot? You know what I'm saying? But he said just a little. Have a lot. You know what I'm saying? What you could accomplish in this world, and that go for everybody. It go for this sinners, it go for the believers. So because the principle is the same, doesn't matter if you're not saved. If you're not saved, if you have that principle and believe in that principle, you will have success. That's what I'm
Yeah.
saying. The principle stand the same in everything. It doesn't. Oh yeah, it go for him. It go no. It go for everybody. That's God's
That's true.
law. It's the law of. It's a law of God.
Mm-hmm.
The law of God. You know what I'm saying? That's why. That's why some wicked people be elevating. You be like, man, how you elevating? Because they believe in the principle.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you're right. You're right. When, and that's another thing too. When you, like you say, when sometimes when you see wicked people elevate, they ain't really elevating, but it appears to be that way. And I think it's in those moments you have to like really know in yourself that, hey, you know, I have to just trust God and keep my eyes on Him, and know that He's gonna bless me when it's time.
Mm-hmm.
And that's just that.
Yeah.
Can't
So
can't envy people's success because we don't know how they got there or
no,
what they do to get there.
no,
Everybody's story is different. You just got to focus on you and what you need to do.
exactly. Exactly. And if some people are trying to envy some people, and if God gave you what they have to go through, you be like another one, slow. You know what I'm saying? Because they endure it, and they wear it. You know what I'm saying? They wear it strong. They wear it. You know what I'm saying? They wear it with a balance.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Not
Right.
mean that, you know what I'm saying, you seen them success, but you don't know what they have to go through and what they're going,
Right.
but they could deal with it because God gave you what you could handle. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Give everybody what they could handle. Some people say they can't. Yes, you can. If you believe you strong enough to handle it, because God don't give you anything that you can't handle, man. He give you
Yeah.
He knows you. So all the problems and all the what's the name? You know what I'm saying? He said, you know what I'm saying? Take up my yoke. My yoke is light. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So he knows how much you can handle. So whatever happened to you, he knows. You just believe. Don't chicken out and coward and start running around with your head cut
True.
off. You know what I'm saying? So
Mm-hmm.
that,
And
that
celebrate your fellow man when they're successful.
yeah, yeah,
I'm like this. I'm the type of person. My friends can testify to that. Anytime that they celebrating something good that has happened to them, I tell them often that it feels like me. It
yeah,
feels like it feels like it happened to me, and I'm so happy for them.
yeah,
And
yeah,
I'm always encouraging them, like, "Hey, great job! Keep up the good work." And if I have an idea or something that I'm like, "Okay, maybe this," I'm gonna share it because I want you to truly do the best you can do. If I see that there's something that I'm like, okay, yeah, this is good. Try this if you want.
bro.
And when you win big time, I celebrate with you like it's like like it happened to me.
True.
I truly love to see my friends and family succeed in their calling, our purpose. That's something that I enjoy seeing and I celebrate alongside them. So, even with you and what you're doing with your family channel, DaadieTing, and then now Waves and Waves of Wisdom.
Yeah,
If you just tune in, you'll see the page that I brought up on the on the page. You'll see it so you can connect with those two YouTube channel. It's a blessing to see something positive out there.
yeah,
For
yeah,
me,
yeah,
it's like anything positive, I'm always rooting for.
yeah, 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 yeah. Me too.
I should say just I. You know us as family already. Me and mommy and so forth. We're always rooting for anything, anybody doing something positive
Yeah,
out there.
for sure,
Hmm.
for sure, man, for sure.
Yeah, yeah. Well, we could probably talk for hours and hours and hours on end because what we're doing now. We've done times before over the phone.
True.
This is
True.
nothing new. This is
Yeah,
just what
this
we
is
do.
this is how technology evolved, and we just take an opportunity to what I'm saying, to use it, because back then it was just it wasn't this lucrative. Now technology is a whole different type of a whole different level. So
Yeah.
this is the time that God was talking about, that you could reach all the four corners of the world. See, people didn't understand what he was talking about, but now it is, because as a blink of an eye, bam, you all over the world. You know what I'm saying? Then we can reach so much souls, so much. You know,
Yeah.
that's what the breakthrough is. The breakthrough is here, man. The last days, you know, is coming. So we have to be prepared. We have to, our eyes gotta be real focused on what God has for us because man, it's gonna be a time that we can't do none of this no more. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna have to just have it in here. You know, and,
Mhm.
yeah, you know. So it's a blessing to come on this channel to just to
Yeah.
speak my piece and encourage others as well. Saying so this is us and what we do, man. Y'all continue to do good work and do y'all thing, man. Because at the end of the day, man, it's all about it's a marathon. You know what I'm saying? It's not a race. It's a marathon. So
Yeah.
what you can't you know what I'm saying you can't gaze off the road. You know what I'm saying? Look over there. You know what I'm saying? Over the opposite side because man, you never know what coming at you. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Uh, uh, your side. So that's always a thing that everybody gonna grow. If you have a pure heart and you have to have the thing that you need because God gave us all what we need. You know what I'm saying? So it's like due time, in due time. It says in due time. You
Yeah.
due time you will reap. We don't know the exact time, but he said in due time. So that means that it has to. That means that we are responsible to stick to the course, to stick to what we're doing, to be consistent in what we're doing. It's all about consistency. Yeah, it's hard. It ain't gonna be easy. It's not.
Mm-mm.
But
So right.
it's going in due time. In due time. You know
Oh
what I'm saying?
yeah. That is so right.
Yeah.
So, I mean, everything that you said is on point, on point with that. So, before we, look again, we could go on forever, but I know you said you got some things that you have to kind of get to, and I don't want to hold you longer than you can be held. But, this won't be the last time that we kind of get on and
We
collaborate and chit
we
chat and so
yeah.
forth.
Like events and so forth. We're gonna speak on a lot of things because a lot of things is coming up this summer, so it's gonna be cracking out there. A lot of things. So what I'm saying. I'm just pumped and hyped. You know what I'm saying to see what this year
Yeah.
it's bringing in. What I'm saying. It's bringing in good already, but more to come because the year is just starting and summer is on the rise right here. So,
Oh,
so
yes.
talk about a lot more. We're gonna tap in a lot more function, a lot more events. So it's gonna go crazy. Yeah.
Okay. Yes, yes, it is. It's already picked up so much, and it's beautiful to see.
Yeah.
It's a blessing and it's a beautiful thing to see. So, so for those who are tuned in on the This Is Us and What We Do side, make sure you tap into my cousin's channel, DaadieTing Family, and then also Waves of Wisdom. Check
Podcast.
it.
Well,
Is there any other place that you want them to follow you on so that
um,
they can kind of keep
man,
up with all the good
man,
things that you're doing?
man, I'm on everything. I'm never going. It's so much for them to make it easier. They could tap in on one, and the one could lead them to another one.
Sweet.
But it's just so much. Because I'm on every platform. I'm on every platform because even my detail bit. So it's crazy. So much to talk about. That's why I'm so hyped because it's like so much things I have to just. You know what I'm saying? I'm. You know what I'm saying? I'm dipping in. You know what I'm saying? I'm dipping in.
Yeah.
So it's like I'm totally busy. I never. If like if I don't sleep, I still don't have time. So that's mean I gotta slow down. Though God said, put it out to Him and slow down. So I'm, what I'm saying, I'm doing it, but man, I'm
Yeah.
working here, and I'm working over here. It's a lot, but it's a blessing to just have, just to do, keep me busy because idle mind is the devil's playground. I don't want to be idle. You know what I'm saying? God has gave me things to do, and I'm doing it. You know what I'm saying? Stewing it over. So I don't want to be idle. I want to continue to work. You know what I'm saying? Yeah,
Keep
yeah,
them hands busy, man. Keep them hands busy.
yeah,
That will keep you out of trouble, which
yeah.
you already are out of trouble.
All the
And when you've been called and impressed to do
all
this,
the
you just gotta go do it.
all the time, all the time, all the time.
Yeah, definitely. Well, before we go, I would love for us to have a word of prayer to
Yeah,
close out. And also just kind of before I do that, I want to just thank everybody who tuned in on both sides. Thank you so much for just coming in on the live. Make sure you hit that like button and and share it
man.
with your friends. Don't
Tap,
be selfish. Share it with your friends. All right, let's bow our heads. Heavenly Father, we just want to give you thanks again for allowing us to use this technology in this way. We ask that you may, show your love through us. Help us, dear God, to inspire others who are watching and come in contact with us. We ask that you may bless each and every one of us in our purpose and our ministry. We are not always clear as to what we need to do, but we thank you for always drawing us to stay busy and to do your will. We ask that the people who are tuned in may also be inspired to do something in their lives, in their community, to impress others to be drawn closer to you. We ask you all of these things in his name. Amen.
Amen.
Yeah. So tell wifey I said hi again and hug up baby Nate.
For sure.
And one day we'll link up together and actually meet up and do a little something then at that time too.
For sure. For sure, man. Appreciate for having me, man. Appreciate for having me. And thank each and every one of y'all that tap in on this live. It's gonna go. It's a lot more coming. I'm just getting. This is what my third live. Yeah, I think this is my third.
Yeah.
Third.
Yep,
live.
it is.
You know what I'm saying? I'm fairly new to this. You know what I'm saying? But I'm gonna stay true to this though. I'm new to this, but I'm gonna stay true to this though. So yeah. So,
I like that saying.
Yeah. So it's gonna be more vibing. You know what I'm saying? On different occasions as well. So you may just tap in and see what we have to offer because hey, everybody could get something from something.
Yeah. Definitely. So stay tuned and stay locked in on both sides so that you can see all the new stuff that's coming out.
Yep. Well,
all right, guys, you all have a blessing. I'm gonna hit this thing for the outro to come on. Okay. All right, take care. Love you all.
The family that prays together will stay together. Remember, at the Body's Family YouTube is a rise. When we say like, subscribe. This is us and what we do. What? This is us and what we do. What? This is us and what we do. Hold on, them let me name out the crew. Hold on, them Mama Fisher, so royal meat. You bless, Macho Man Blaze and Little Princess. It's a YouTube channel of the best. Yes, YouTube channel of the best. Remember, we play together, VK together, every day together. Come and watch you play together. Like, subscribe. Remember, you're not gonna top laugh till your belly hurt you. Again, hey, this is us and what we do. What? This is us and what me say sometimes. Me say, oh God. Me I wonder which one of them have sense. I don't know. Alright, sit down and watch that episode. Remember, like, subscribe, and we need to hear from you. Leave a comment. We are encourage every other family to do what we are doing too. We family happy. The family that prays together will stay together. Remember, at the Body's Family YouTube is a rise. When we say like, subscribe. This is us and what we do. What? This is us and what we do. What? This is us and what we do. Hold on, them let me name out the crew. Hold on, them Mama Fisher, so royal meat. You bless, Macho Man Blaze and Little Princess. It's a YouTube channel of the best. Yes, YouTube channel of the best. Remember, we play together, VK together, every day together. Come and watch you play together. Like, subscribe. Remember, you're not